Dau, 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 the Dau bus terminal. Sitting here reminiscing about my recent trip to the Philippines. It was my fifth trip. I went twice in 2014, mostly in Manila. Twice, two times last year in 2015, north of Manila in Angeles, Pampanga, and then again this year in Angeles. This year, one of my firsts was that I stayed at a condominium. Now, my prior trips were all in hotels, and I've stayed in great hotels. Some budget, some like four-star hotels. I've stayed at the Tune Hotel, a small budget hotel that I recommend. I've stayed, and this is in Manila, and stayed at the Fairmont Makati, four-star hotel in Manila, excellent. Have stayed at the Pacific Breeze three times, four times, three times in Angeles. That's a great place. I highly recommend. But on this trip, which was my longest trip so far, I wanted to try a condo because it has a kitchenette, which allows you to cook your own meals. You can do your own shopping, cook your own meals, eat when you want, eat what you want. And it's a little cheaper. And also makes it feel like you're really living, not just visiting the place. So that was one of my firsts. I made a couple of videos that show the Grosvenor Square condo. I had a little studio apartment there on the third level, I think. Yeah, third level of 7, and that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that, and I'm gonna do that again in upcoming trips. Another first was just looking at my list. Got a selfie stick so that I could use it making some videos that would eventually be uploaded to YouTube. So YouTube was a first, and that was greatly inspired by talking to 3 Philippines vloggers. A meeting arranged by, thank you very much, Talk Cali. So we met with Talk Cali, Lucas Musser, and Seth of Says Style. These are 3 well-known Philippines vloggers. So that inspired me to try to put some stuff together and make my own YouTube videos. So that was a first. I'm trying to extend my familiarity in Angeles. I went to Marquee Mall, one of several malls in the city, and that was a first time visit. Did that by trike ride, and since then I found that there is a jeepney line that goes from the Angeles Fields area, where I usually am, to Marquee Mall. So I'm going to try that next time. So that gets me to another first, which is this trip. I rode a jeepney for the first time. That's something I'd wanted to do. Now, there's several ways in the Philippines to get around, especially in the city. In Manila, if you're a foreigner, you get around by taking a taxi. But in Angeles, for a foreigner to get around, you take a trike. And the trike ride is usually about 100 pesos, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on how far you're going. But it is far cheaper to take a jeepney. Jeepney ride is about 8 pesos. That is about 18 cents USD. Not even 20 cents to go from point A to point B. And there are several jeepney lines. One of them goes up and down Fields Avenue. So I did that for the first time. Excuse me. Chose a particularly rainy day on which to do it, and that added to the adventure. And rain. So that's another first. I planned this last trip in the month of September which I know is in the middle of the rainy season, to experience the rainy season in the Philippines. And I did. It rained a lot. Not every day, but almost every day. And not all day, but, when it rained, it poured. It was really something. So that was a first, and that was a good experience. Something different. And let me say, too, in Angeles, rain or no rain, in Angeles, Angeles is a city, but it is a smaller city as compared with Manila, and the air quality is extremely better than Manila. In Manila, you cannot take a long walk, especially if you're a foreigner not used to the air quality there. You can't take a long walk and not start to feel the effects of all that pollution in the air. Not so in Angeles. Speaking of pollution, clear my throat. So yeah, Angeles air quality much better. And as a smaller city, it has actually a more, not country, but it's a much more laid back feeling to it. So I really like the atmosphere there. Love the people there. Love the culture. Love just walking around, checking out the different shops, just street scene, people watching. It's a great place to visit. Okay, what else? Looking at my list, jeepney, rainy season, Marquee Mall, selfie. Also transportation-wise, now getting from Manila to Angeles, the first couple times that I went to AC, Angeles City, I went straight from the airport, from NAIA, Terminal 2. I fly Philippine Airlines, and they go to Terminal 2. And I went straight from there to the hotel, the Pacific Breeze Hotel in Angeles. Pacific Breeze has their own car and driver, so they'll pick you up and take you straight to the hotel, which is very convenient, excuse me, but also very expensive. It's 2,700 pesos one way. It's almost $60 once you include a little tip to the driver. So a much cheaper way to go from Manila to Angeles or vice versa is by bus. And there are several different bus lines. You can pay as much as 600 pesos, as little as 150 pesos. I chose the the Southern Cross shuttle, which goes from the Brass Knob Hotel in Angeles to Manila, specifically to the Southern Cross Hotel Ermita in Manila. Southern Cross Hotel is not connected to in any way to the Southern Cross bus shuttle, just the same name or similar name. So, and that's 600 pesos on Southern Cross. It is air conditioned, very comfortable ride, and roomy because it's not as crowded as it would be if you took one of the buses from, say, Dao bus station up in the northern part of Angeles. So that was a first. Let's see. And finally, my last interesting first experience in the Philippines on this trip was a brownout, a power failure. What we call a blackout in the U.S., they call brownouts. So the power went out, if I recall, this was almost one of the last days that I was at the condo, and the power went out about 6 in the morning and didn't come back till about, I think it was like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So during that time, no electricity, no air conditioning, no television, no internet, nothing that requires electrical power. So you just have to deal with it. Go out and take a walk, go down to the pool, whatever. But so I can say that I've experienced a brownout in the Philippines. And that's about it. That's my little list of first time experiences. I've enjoyed all my trips to the Philippines. I love the experience there, love the people, love the culture, am learning more and more as I make these trips. Planning my next trip next year in March, um, and I will make local videos for YouTube on things that are happening to me here in Hawaii, on Maui, until that trip. And that's about it for now. Peace out. Dau, 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 the Dau bus terminal.